Using just one line, I'm about to show you what was happening, is and will be happening on the most important time frames of Bitcoin versus dollar. And if you stick to the end, I think you will be amazed what one line can give us for the future. Daily chart it is. And here comes the simplicity. In the short term, this is the only line you need, because we must admit, as I already mentioned in the previous video, that we are in a mild uptrend. You can see that we have higher lows and higher highs. Now, as long as we are above that line that I just drew, we are in an uptrend in the short term on the daily chart, at least in this micro segment. I'm not taking into account all of this that was happening, but let's say previous 2-3 weeks, climbing higher. Maybe our stop will be around that level that we mentioned, at around 18,700 that we gave you in the previous video. After we get resisted, break this upward sloping line of support, because this one line is telling you that we have an uptrend. It's a weak one, at least it seems that way, but still an uptrend. Now when we zoom out to the much more important chart, it's the weekly chart of Bitcoin versus dollar, where this line is barely seen. That's how insignificant this little uptrend is, because the big trend is this, totally opposite direction of that mini uptrend. It's a huge downtrend. It's lasting for more than a year. The peak was established in November of 2021, so yes, more than a year we are going down, down, down and down. Now, do notice how much gap is between our today's price of 16,800 and this trend line. It's a long way to go, man. Embrace the downtrend. We could go lower, not that much lower because we already are in some kind of a shithole, but the recovery and the point at where we break this trend line of downtrend is practically far away. Now it is possible that we go to that trend line in, let's say, February, if things go at fantastic rate, but that's the optimal scenario. So between February, even March, you don't need to think about changing the direction. But this is nothing unusual. Now we're getting to the spicy part. Beautiful monthly chart of Bitcoin. Always the most important stuff. This is our current downtrend. It doesn't look that small, but it is pretty, again, insignificant in comparison to what I'm about to show you. Check this out. Poof, an uptrend. A big line of uptrend that is giving you the future. Now let's analyze it. Let's say that we established our low here in February 2019 on the big scale. Every candle is 1 month, don't forget it. And we are steadily going up and up and up. Now why I didn't include this point as something significant that we should base our uptrend, because this was an extreme and I don't like to cut an extremes into the final calculation. Those candles are much more reliable to me, and this price action is much stronger. This is the structure that we need. So I decided yes to disregard this point. And at this point we're getting something very interesting, and that is that here at the middle of this year we broke the uptrend, and not broke it like in this occasion when we lightning fast broke the uptrend and get back on the track. No, we broke it pretty hard and severe. So the long-term uptrend of Bitcoin is broken. You didn't expect me to say this, right? Anyway, it doesn't matter. In all of this, let's say, bearishness and us breaking this very, very important point, an important trend line that is lasting for years, there is some light in the end of the tunnel for those of you that are still holding your Bitcoin, myself included. Now yes, let's take a look from another perspective. We broke the uptrend. We cannot deny this, but who's to say that we don't have one more bounce to the upside? Who's to say that we don't need to retest this line of an uptrend? Let me go a little more into the future to show you what I'm seeing, and maybe you find the same conclusions. Who's to say that before the big downfall of Bitcoin in price, we don't have something like this Yes, this is still looking bearish, but it is a scenario that I would call a bullish one. What is the meaning of this? That means that if we want to retest this uptrend and go into the longer term downtrend, maybe we need to retest the regions of all-time highs at around $60,000+. Well, let's say in 2024, how about if we surpass $100,000 and then make a long-term peak and the decline into the longer bear market? I think you will agree this is a good option for us holders, and something that is not confronting this idea of bearish breakdown below the trend line. Or maybe you fancy something like this, lower targets at around $14,000 and then into the bull market all the way to 2024 when we would surpass 100,000 or even larger. Let me know your thoughts, and while you're thinking, follow me into the next one.